Hello everyone! Welcome to Melissa's Musings. I am definitely a few minutes late today. I acknowledge my not on timeness. The power actually just went out about 10 minutes ago. My phone is at 2% and I couldn't plug it in. So, thank goodness for technology and a convenient little battery pack. I'm here and I'm ready with the message that expectations are the parent of disappointment. And I read this somewhere recently this week and I jotted it down on a little post-it and I was like, that's good. It's a really good one. And the reason that really hit home for me is because expectations are the parent of disappointment. Every time I have an expectation of how something's supposed to be, it sets myself up for disaster in one way or another. Either I set my expectation low and I exceed them and I feel all excited, or I'm super pumped about something and my expectations are high and it's not as awesome as it was expected to be and I feel disappointed. But regardless, my experience of disappointment and living in that space and feeling that could be totally avoided altogether if I kept my expectations clear and if I was just pure about living in the moment and not living in the future. And that's really interesting when we give ourselves the opportunity to acknowledge and to grow and to really be on pace with our personal growth and development. And you know, what really comes up for me around that is that I find myself, because of the disappointment I'm experiencing, what a great reminder that I often find myself living in the future or living in a different space than one in the now. Because if I'm living in the now, the only question that's available to me is what's missing from this moment? What is lacking from this space, right? And if my expectations are not existent, whether they be low or high or whatever, as long as I don't have an expectation and I'm living in the moment, I won't be feeling any sense of disappointment or excitement or anything. I'll just be living in that moment and experiencing it as it comes up, either disappointment or, excitement or whatever it looks like. And so it really has been resonating with me this week. And as I've felt either disappointment or had the thought to myself, walking into places like, oh, this isn't what I would have expected, I check myself and I'm like, why'd you have an expectation in the first place? Where are you potentially finding yourself living in the future, living in the past, and not living in the moment? Because for every day that we are not living in the present moment, for each moment that our brains are thinking about what's to come or setting expectations for ourselves or thinking about what happened in the past, we're not living in this moment right now. We're living in a different one. And so I loved when I read that this past week, that expectations are the parent of disappointment, because it's so true. And if we're finding that we have these expectations and that we're experiencing these resulting emotions from it, what a great and wonderful opportunity for all of us to really shift into, I seem to be setting a lot of expectations for myself. Maybe it's time to shift into the now. So the message today is short and sweet. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. We are rocking and rolling over here on the Trojan front with Team Steele. Love you guys. Although things just slowed down massively with the lack of electricity. So who knows? I think we're going to leave and go film. Have a great rest of the week.